Rubbing my head for good luck.
Yeah, are you kidding me? It's like a genie's lamp. And just as hollow. Speech, speech, speech. Uh-oh, looks like we got ourselves a hefty 5-pager here. Frozen Turkey Entertainment presents. Frozen Turkey Entertainment is a subsidiary of Frosty Chicken Productions. I set it up for tax purposes. Thanksgiving 2013, a speech to leave you speechless. Thank you very much, one and all, which is redundant because the all includes the one in this case. To start, I'd like to make a brief announcement regarding my creative process as it pertains to these wonderful banquets I speak at, pro bono, much to my chagrin. Incidentally, my fellow Irishman Bono is a pro, but doesn't work pro bono. And as Kay will agree, if you're good at something, never do it for free. Which is why tonight...
I should have learned that a long time ago.
You weren't good at it.
You can't teach an old whore to turn tricks.
Like the customer you're for.
Yeah.
You haven't done it for free.
Anyway, so speaking of not doing it for free, that's why tonight I expect not just free turkey breast, but a check in my breast pocket. But as I was saying, I want to mention just a few things about the methods to my madness and the madness to my methods. I realize none of you sincerely are interested in me throwing open the doors to my workshop, offering a glimpse into my thinking patterns of a creative genius, but as a quasi-egotist, I shall act as if you want to hear this. Side note, quasi-egotist also means I take pride in my hunchback.
Yeah, I get them.
Some of you are already aware that the way in which I normally would write one of these literary beasts of marvelous oration was that I'd essentially rip it up fairly quickly the night before, or even the day of. These past couple of years, in the days leading up to one of our familial clusterings, I would make note of certain impromptu little jokes, jests, japes, and jams I think of that I would want to recall for later use as barbs directed towards our lovely attendees and, of course, the guest of honor, or rather, the roast-ee. I realize a close deadline can get your ass moving because you need pressure to make a diamond. But this time was special. I wrote this puppy on the 17th. I'm gonna let that sink in. Bare concepts, outlines, and ideas. Who knows? Perhaps next time I could deliver one of these from memory. Isn't that fascinating? Or am I too advanced for my audience? No. At least most of you are still awake. Right. Anyway, don't be fooled. This event is not about me. No. This is about me celebrating Thanksgiving, or as I call it, please-taking. So, a couple of things about this month in general before I discuss at length and in great detail tonight's gathering, a blessed cornucopia of dysfunctions. For starters, and I don't mean appetizers, to be honest, I'm just doing No Shave November out of laziness. Good thing there's not a mouth cancer awareness month, or I'd pull a don't brush dent December. We're supposed to be thankful for our prosperity. This is a true news story for you. About 9 days ago, $1 million worth of gold bars was found in an airline's toilet.
I've heard of golden showers.
Moving on now, Grandma and Lunar Linny are here. Can you feel the fear? You can cut the tension with a knife. But don't, because we got to save the remaining utensils for dessert. At least something at this table will be sweet.
Enough to eat.
Yes, dearest Linda and Mighty Kay, you two understand me the least, yet think you have me figured out the most. Not to mention, as both of these lovely ladies age, their personalities don't dilute. Year after year, they grow stronger like a mighty oak. With each passing day, these two unflappable flappers are becoming less censorious. In fact, they seem to be channeling Anne. So brava, madams. Mom and Dad, I don't give you enough credit, but I take credit cards. Mr. Business, Papa Choppers, you gotta learn to sleep with the TV off and in the bed. Your patience is getting thinner and more brittle and prone to cracking than a barely frozen lakes in early December.
Are you testing the food?
Yes, I thank you for putting up with me. With my weight, you'd think I'd fall through the ice. Yes, I'm a poet and I like to show it. Brian is always there when I need to be driven home. He is the designated driver and not just for me. I call him the non-alcoholic barfly. Come on, it's the holidays, let's keep it light. He's extremely underrated as a comedian. When it comes to humor styles, he has a very varied palette. Wordplay, pop culture commentary, stereotypical characters, impressions, dry, ad-lib, deadpan remarks, etc. However, I am a tad perturbed by his somewhat time-warped existence. This is a man who still tapes shows on VHS with a VCR and keeps a pencil behind his ear. That, among a few other things, make me think he's still living in the 80s. Little Cat is no longer little, catching up to us in height. And at her request, that's all I'm permitted to say about her this evening. 3 sentences, including the one I'm speaking now. And Fluffy is still alive. Lately, Gail hasn't been serving duties as consulting producer on my after-dinner speeches. That's because I haven't fired her so much as put her on a forced sabbatical.
Me and Laura Logan, huh?
Right. In terms of politics, let me just say she should get a podcast or a blog. Take her punditry to the people, just not these people. I thought I was badgerous. Badgerous is a neologism I invented meaning pestering pain in the air. Graham Sampson is with us this evening, at least physically. Don't know about mentally. Calm down, he's a big boy. G Cracker, how are you? I'm a huge fan. Always wonderful to see Alexander Bell's middle name at these events. Are you here alone tonight, or did you bring the whole biker gang? Sponsored by Harley-Davidson. But enough jokes, because in all seriousness, tonight is really about the platitude of having an attitude of gratitude. And I'm sure some of you think platitude means the demeanor of a platypus.
Right.
But you're wrong. And I'm constantly informing you of your wrongness. It never gets any easier
Your wrongness?
to suppress my feeling of superiority. But the real lecture here is about giving thanks. Giving thanks for our family, abundance of food, and the fact that we're white and live in this tri-borough area. Come on, if I wasn't white, I would have really been nothing.
You're right.
Plus, the tragic fact that way back before America was founded, the Native Indians were so easy to get rid of. You see, to quote one of my favorite religious leaders, the founder of Winfreytology, Oprah, she says, in order to feel this gratitude, your ego has to take a back seat, which is tough for me to do, because I have a really big ego. And I drive a smart car, and there's no back seat.
Oh, that's right.
But metaphysically speaking, you gotta put yourself on that frequency. You got to think of your life as a middle school, and you have principal good vibes. You know what that's from? Find things to appreciate. When you shift your thinking into that gear, you'll find you've been taking so much for granted. Lots of simple commodities and utilities in our everyday lives we take for granted. The point they become invisible. That is until you receive the bill. But I recommend doing the following exercise, and don't worry, it ain't a physical one. Sit down alone, quietly, and write out a list of 100 things to be grateful for. Number 1 might be that you have the functioning ears to hear my soft, soothing voice guiding you through your journey's challenges. Number 2, be grateful that you have the selective listening to tune me out when I start to sound like a couple of shotgun perforated ash cans being thrown against a tow truck. Now, tune back in again as I rattle off my list of the big 100. I hope you can appreciate my showmanship as I read this in a highly stylized, tour de force kind of verbal ballet.
All right. Ballet.
Here we go. Adjust your asses, folks, because she's a long one. Thank you for 1, the fact that I can even count to 100, unlike my mother. 2, Siri and the internet in general. 3, Twitter. 4, Tumblr. 5, Facebook. 6, this party. 7, my IQ. 8, my estimated CQ, creativity quotient. 9, my writing abilities. 10, Family Guy. The Colbert Report, South Park, Ed, Ed and Eddie, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Crossing Paths with Judy Carter, Crossing Paths with the Writers of the Young Colbert, The Flow Rider Surfing on the Cruise, Photoshop, YouTube, Amazon, Microwave Oven, Calvin and Hobbes, Vaccination and Immunization, Christmas, hint, hint, the accident that didn't kill my main man here.
Yeah.
And as I said, we ain't deaf, though sometimes I yell as if I have hearing issues. I'm not addicted to any illicit substances, nor have I ever tried any. Be thankful for the iPad, iPhone, Apple TV, Macs. Being fairly young enough to turn my life around.
Yeah.
Gym access, Holiday Inn, pause, points. Vending machines, because why not? Staples, Barnes & Noble, Dad's sauce, and known as free tag. Mom's apple pie, hint, hint. Skittles. The Piastra Special from Taste of Reality down the road a piece. For the uninitiated, this means turkey, ham, lettuce, pickles, and onions on a round Kaiser roll with no dressing and a side of kettle-cooked plain chips and a peach Snapple. House? Gotta be thankful for a house?
Yes.
In this society, you kind of have to be thankful for being male. Living in America, all the great books I read and will read. Air conditioning. Clean running water. The First Amendment. Maurice busting his ass, which is the root of a lot of this. I ain't paralyzed. I can see and afford prescription and designer eyewear. Doctors, art, music. Calendars. My constant, intense self-education. Mom, Linda, Brian, Grandma, Gail, Nona, Grammy Award over here. Insurance, GPS, video editing software, computer filing software. Fairly light pollution where we live. It's a safe neighborhood. We got a quiet street. Kate's house is in walking distance, and so is Gail's in the deli. I never got lice, I never got bed bugs, and I was never stung by a bee. Never broke a bone, never got a cavity. Having me back. Pizza! Pizza! Starbucks Venti Vanilla Bean Cappuccino with cream. The beautiful scenery. Folks seem to kind of dig my drawings. I can do stand-up. We went on cruises, we went on an Italy trip, lots of Bahamas vacations, got the shore house, I hope.
Yeah.
Have a car, the condo, the advent of widely accessible digital filmmaking and audio recording. I'm not a mute, though some of you see that as a curse, not a blessing. The piano in my dining room, my office, my bookshelves, my bedroom, my DVD collection, Noble Collection catalog, hint, hint. And number 100, thank you for the honor of addressing this dinner. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, good night.
I like your cufflinks. Is that what they're called?
It's just a button.
Oh.
It looks like